Hey everybody, I am traveling. I'm in Charleston this weekend, getting ready to speak at the Accelerate Live event tomorrow. Really looking forward to that. You know, one of the speakers tonight was talking about possibility, manifestation, that sense of faith. And what I'd like to say, a couple of my takeaways, and then I'll share with you. Number one, that feeling of anything is possible. That it's so easy for us to limit ourselves based on what we see in front of us or what we think can happen, but literally anything is possible. So when I approach life with that energy of possibility, that curiosity and joy and that lightness of being, and that all the things that I want to manifest, I can do that with that same level of childlike enthusiasm and play and fun. That was another thing she talked about tonight, was bringing in that energy. She's dancing around her house, just using her energy to go, is this something I want to keep for my $1 million home, or is this? And it was a yes or no. Okay, well, send this off. Just that joyful energy is just so powerful, so powerful. And then the other piece is that certainty. I've used that word unwavering belief before. Certainty is another one. It's just like when we pick up the remote control. A friend of mine told me this the other day. You pick up the remote control, right? And assuming you have batteries on and it works, right? Let's just go with that. But you pick it up and you point it at the TV and you press on, and there's no question in your mind that it's going to turn on. And that's the level of certainty. There's no question. I hit Netflix or I hit HBO, it's going to turn on to that station. And so that is the level of certainty we want to have in our desires. Living and breathing that certainty every moment. And it's a practice, and you will get there if you feel yourself faltering. But you want to get to the point where you don't waver. You are just there with that level of certainty. And it's not effort, right? We're not trying to believe that the TV is going to turn on. It just is. We know it. So be in that space. Okay, another piece, being unattached to the outcome. I know I've shared this before, but it can't be said enough. There's this place where we come from desire, and then there's this place where we come from lack. And when we come from lack, it's this feeling of like, I desire this, I want this because I must have this, or I need this, right? I desire, $1 million because I need to pay my bills. It's extreme, right? But that's an example. When you come from that place of lack, you are no longer in the frequency of that with which you desire, right? That $1 million is not in a frequency of lack. So you have to be able to shift yourself into just being in that space of desire. The needs will get met. Your spiritual, your material needs, they will be met, period. So now just live and breathe that beautiful desire, again, from curiosity and joy and possibility. And then when you're in that space, you release the attachment to the outcome, because that, right, full circle comes back to anything is possible. I've put out what I want, but I could get more than I want. I could get better than I want. It could be different, but it's so aligned. So embrace it with possibility, with joy, with that childlike knowingness that it all is, with certainty, and at the same time, without attachment, without clinging, without being rigid in the outcome, the timing of the outcome, all the things. All right, everybody, a few pieces about manifestation, sending you super high vibes, and hope you can feel the high vibes. Even though I'm tired right now, I'm just oozing with all the vibes of everything that we've been experiencing. This has been a really cool business event, already so far. Such a non-traditional, such an untraditional business event, and it's I'm really getting a lot out of it. I'm enjoying it. My frequency is high right now, so hopefully you can feel that right through the screen. Have a great one.